How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for a new mod map to Farming Simulator 22 called Herrmannspolder. And we're going to start with the description from the mod hub, and it reads, "Welcome to Herrmannspolder, a Nordic map with large fields. Here's what awaits you on this map. 3 yards, 69 fields, 3 meadows, 79 purchasable areas, 1 piece of forest, shop, cattle dealer, BGA, gas station, 10 factories, 2 greenhouses, 3 stelling stations, 1 buying station, 20 collectibles, field grass as a new type of fruit, soy drink, and heat as new products, precision farming DLC support, lots of new paintable decorations. This map is suitable for multiplayer. Bugs and errors can be reported to, and they give a link to where you can report errors. Now I wish you lots of fun playing." There are mods required for this map, starting with the Borderstone set by Top Ace 888, Farmhouse Package Volume 2 by DMI 20mm Modding 20mm Normandy, bleh. Greenhouse by the Lort, and this map was created by the Lort and Paddy. It is 173.37 megabytes to download, and if we take a look at the map, whoops, this is what it looks like. And you can see there's a good range of different size fields, different, ranging from kind of small-ish to relatively large, actually. And because of that, you're going to see prices vary. Down here on Farmlands number 27, 18,792. 26 is 23,712. A little bit bigger at 79,000, 107,000, all the way up to 287, all the way up to, let's see, what about this one here? 455. You got 374, 309. So yeah, you got a pretty good range, and you got a fair bit of just different size fields that will allow you to just kind of grow into the map, which is really nice. That is a good feature. So you can see we start out by owning farmlands number 28, 64, 76, 77, 78, and 79. Farmlands number 28, 64, and 78 are all farms, and that leaves farmland number 76, which contains a field of barley, which is ready to harvest. 77 contains canola, which is ready to harvest, and 79 contains wheat, ready to harvest. You cannot purchase all areas of the map. You can see right here in the center of the map, you do have this kind of area that is not purchasable, although there is this farmland 100 here, but I don't know what it's kind of associated to. Just seems kind of off on its own for some reason. Oh, wait. Okay, so that's kind of the periphery, but you still can't purchase it with the kind of center area here. So, let's see. Animal pens. You do start out with quite a bit of pens and animals, and we'll go around to see those here shortly. Contracts are available on this map. No production chains to start out with, and there are collectibles. Now, something that I noticed that was odd. On the description on the mod hub, it says there are 20 collectibles. Here, on the other hand, it only says there are 11, so I'm not sure which to believe. I'm going to go with this one with the 11, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. Let's see. There are mods specific to this map. We already covered the required mods, but the mods that have been built into the map, there's nothing under the buy menu, but under the build mode, if we look under the buildings and sheds, we scroll over to the right, you can see here, Herrmannspolder has something in here. We will see those required mods that are kind of sprinkled along these as well. There is nothing else required under, I'm sorry, not required, but specific for this map, under silos, silo extensions, containers, tools, or farmhouses. Under the production tab, if we take a look under factories and scroll, actually we don't need to, biomass heating plant, that is a new one. Some other maps have something similar to this. We will purchase that later on, and I will show the recipes. And then under selling points, if we take a look, you will see you have the pizzeria here, which will take a variety of different products. And then nothing under greenhouses, orchards, or generators. Under animals, we don't have anything under cows. Under horses, though, we do have this, the horse stable. And then nothing under pigs, sheep, chickens, bees, or others. Under decorations, there's nothing under fences, nothing under lights, and nothing under others. And then lastly, under landscaping, oh boy, brace yourself. You ready for this? A whole ton of paint swatches are here, just waiting for you. Nothing under trees, and again, under plants, you get a fair selection as well. So yeah, it's really nice. You get the kind of cultivated and plowed states, which you can kind of just put into the map. You don't actually have to work it with the machinery, which is nice. And yeah, that is it. Now we do start here at the starting farm. Something I forgot to cover. The starting farm and where you start is right up here in the northwest portion of the map. Because we start at the starting farm, let's take a look at the starting equipment. Under our owned items, under medium tractors, we have a Deutz-Fahr 8280 TTV, as well as a Massey Ferguson 7S210. Under large tractors, we have the Claas Axion 960, harvesters, a John Deere T560, trailers, the Crampy half-pipe HP20, headers for the John Deere here. The plows, we have the Kverneland EcoMat. Under cultivators, the Lemken Carrot 12500 KUA. Under seeders, the Pottinger Terrasim C6F. And then under fertilizer spreaders, the Bradell K105. Now, one thing I did notice is this. Leased items. We have a truck and it's leased, so make sure that you don't think that you actually own this truck right off the very start. It's one of those that you'll be charged the daily rate and all that stuff, and you don't want to just, not realize it's there. So very important there. Now, check this out. Over here, we have a pig barn, and yes, we have pretty much every barn that's available on this map that you start out with has animals in it. How many? 180 out of 270 pigs for this one. But then, over here, manure heap. Over here, we have a sleep trigger. Our truck is tucked away in here. We have another pig barn with more pigs. Let's come around this side. Look out there, deer. And again, another 180 out of 270, so quite a bit of pigs there. Unfortunately, though, you have zero food. Nothing to feed them, so you're going to have to get on that pretty quick. You have a silo right here with nothing inside of it. Over here, repair trigger with your trailer tucked inside. And then tons and tons and tons of storage. All your tractors tucked away in here. Some overhead storage, as well as a big, big garage bay here. So very nice kind of starting out farm here. You got plenty of space to kind of grow and build up with the map itself. So let's hop in the truck, the least one. And we are going to start making our way around the map. So we're going to make a right. Our harvester is there getting ready to put in some work. We're just going to follow this road down and around. Oh, click that sign. We're going to continue to head down south until we reach our first point of interest. Let's see if I remember correctly. Yes, I believe the road is coming up. Yep, there it is. And here we're going to make a left, staying on the road for the most part. To right over here, make a left, and this is the second farm. You can see you got a sleep trigger right here, a little bit of storage, and a sheep barn. Yes, with sheep, 65 out of 65. It is completely full, and they have no food. So you're going to have to, again, get right on trying to get your animals fed so they can start producing stuff. But the nice thing is that you don't have to actually get them. You don't have to purchase them, so they're already, baked into the cake, as you could say. Now, let's see, I want to go this way. I'm just trying to remember my route, because I took all my notes way earlier in the day, and now I'm regretting not doing it right before hopping on. So from here, I think it was a left. Yes. And we're just going to head down this kind of main road that splits the map north to south. Turn in here. And over here, repair trigger. And down here, got your shop trigger. Go and hop back in here. And then we'll make a right. And over here is the animal dealer. So you can come to this location and you can purchase animals if your pen has room, obviously. A couple, like our sheep barn is completely full. We do have room in our pig barns though. But you can come to this location, purchase your animals, or you can purchase your animals from your pen and pasture directly. Now, the problem with doing it this way is that if you purchase from this location or the pen and pasture directly, you will be charged extra money. It's essentially a delivery fee, and that delivery fee can range depending on the size of the animal. Your cows, for an adult cow, is I think $100 a cow, so it kind of give you a little ballpark there. And if we look here, let's take a look at our cows. Yeah, so you see the fee there, $100 per cow, and depending on how many cows, you're gonna, rack it up per cow. So, and again, I'm just using the cow as the example, but it's different from each animal. So it can cost you a lot of money. Now you can save on that money by bringing an animal trailer to this location, load directly into that animal trailer, and then transport the animals to the pen and pastures directly. It's essentially your having a delivery fee associated to the previous method I mentioned, and you're saving that delivery fee when you actually do the delivery yourself. So very nice to be able to save money, and just going to be up to you to kind of judge whether or not the amount of animals that you're purchasing is going to be worth the cost of either leasing or purchasing an animal trailer. So now, I'm going to head up north. And here we're going to make a right. Ooh. And now we're going to make a left right here. And then another left right here into the biogas. Now off to my right is the BGA cell point right there. And off to the left is the biogas itself, which is worth $1,292,896. It's pretty expensive, but solid input here, liquid input here, liquid output, aka our digestate, right there. Few large bunker silos if you want to do some loose silage. Now here we're going to want to backtrack just a little ways. here we're going to want to make a left. And now we want to take this straight down. And make a left, followed by almost immediate right. Ooh. And now we're approaching the next farm. Wait a minute, did I missed something. I did too. Okay, I'll have to backtrack and show it. Anyways, this is going to be what I refer to as farm number 4. Unfortunately, I skipped what I called farm number 3, and I'll show that here in just a moment. And farm number 3 isn't actually a farm as much as it is a horse stable. But again, show that here in a little bit. So a couple of small bunker silos to my right. Over here we have a cow barn where you have 80 out of 80 cows, so completely full. Over here is where you put in your milk. Straw goes in here. Feed over here. You have a sleep trigger right over here. And then here is your output for your slurry. Manure heap right over here. Again, no food. None of your animals have any food, so you're going to have to get right on feeding them. And then tucked away back here, you have a silo right there. Again, lots of storage, lots of places to tuck away equipment, so that is really nice about the farmyards here, is that you got at least 2 that are really large and with good amount of storage. Now, like I said, I am going to have to take a different route. Oh, you know what? Let's take a look at the route that we've taken so far. So we were up here at the starting farm. We made around here. Came out to the road, past the harvester, down here, all the way down south. We came over to our second farm with the farmhouse and the sheep here. We then came out to the main road, came all the way up, saw the repair trigger and the shop trigger, out to here with the animal dealer, up and around out to here with the BGA, came back down, all the way down here to farm number 4, again, is what I'm going to be calling this one, and that catches us back up to where we were. And now I'm going to take a slightly different route, like I mentioned, and I'm going to go over in this direction. This is what I'm going to call farm number 3, because that's how it's listed in my notes, even though we visited this one last. And again, not really so much a farm as much as it is just a horse pasture or a horse barn. I will say, be careful here. The road getting in and out is actually very bouncy, as you can see. Now, there are a couple horses, as you can see, roaming in their little pen right there. If we take a look, we came out to this road, over, down, and over to here. And checking out farmland number 10, if you purchase it for $11,644, like we are there, horses now appear. All the triggers are now available. A couple nice little, doors and entrances you can get in and out of. You got your feed trigger right in here. You got your lights right there. And your horses, where you can put in, is right here. You do have 2 out of 12, which is nice. And now, that's it. I mean, that's this property right here is done. So, let me see if I can there we go. Again, right there, you can see just how rough the road is right there. So, just be careful. Now, if I remember right... Okay, so I need to backtrack ever so slightly. and then we'll pick right back up where my notes left off. Okay, now directly in front of me is our next point of interest. We'll stop right here. You have a buying station right here, so you can buy various products. Right here, you have a couple of greenhouses, and you can purchase these for $10,000. As you can see, they just grow standard stuff. They just have a non-standard recipe. So instead of just water, like normal greenhouses would take, this one requires water and manure to get your various tomatoes, lettuce, and strawberry products. So you've got your water input here, manure input right there, and that's it. And I believe, yep, spawns right out here. So let's go ahead and hop back into the truck. So right here, you have the sugar mill. You can buy that for $80,000. Outputs are right here, and inputs are tucked away in the back, right there. Now, beside the sugar mill, we're going to pull in right here. This is the biomass heating plant. You can purchase this for $40,000, which we're going to do. And check it out. You can take your wood chips and straw and convert it into heat and solid fertilizer as a byproduct. Very nice. Very, very good production chain right here if you have excess straw or wood chips. Now continuing down here, we have the spinnery. You can purchase that for $60,000. Inputs right here, outputs right there. Continuing down, we have the carpentry right here. $60,000, we'll purchase this. If your inputs right here with the wood cell trigger, there, outputs right there. Over here, you have your dairy. Your inputs and outputs are back here, and your actual trigger is just on this side. Up over there. Right there for $70,000, you can purchase the dairy. Continuing down the road, the grain mill for $96,000, you can purchase that. Inputs and outputs. Next to that, you have the tailor shop. $100,000, purchase that. Inputs here, wardrobe trigger right there, and outputs right there. Next to that is the oil mill. You got your inputs and outputs right there, and your trigger right there for $80,000. You can purchase that. And continuing further still, you got your cereal factory. $110,000. We'll purchase that. Outputs and inputs. We are rapidly approaching the end of the production center. Oh, I missed something. Over here, let me find this in my notes. That is the cafe sell point right there. And then over here, you have the bakery. Outputs and inputs right there. And in the front is the bakery. Now you can see there is one of the collectibles right there. Quite a bit of money per collectible. $11,100. That was quite a bit. So when you do find them, ka-ching. Right there, If you can see it through the trees, not really. There it is. That is the pizzeria sell point. And then the last point of interest is just down the road here. The gas station is right here. And there you go, fuel cost. And that is the map. Now let's check out the map of where we were, what we've been, or where we were and what we've seen. So came from the horse barn, came out to here, up and around, down to the greenhouses, and then we followed all the production chains all the way around. We saw the couple of sell points, the cafe and the bakery. We saw the pizzeria, and then came over to the gas station. And like I said, that's it. That is Herrmannspolder. And yeah, that's time for me to render my opinion. And I'll be very honest. 0 to 5 scale as always. This is just not a map for me. I'm just gonna say that right up front. Unfortunately, it's just not ringing any of my bells. And why is that? Well, number one, it's extremely flat. There's really nothing to kind of break up the sight lines besides trees. Other than that, it's just flat and just kind of blah is the best word I can come up with without... I'm not trying to sound like I'm being mean. That might sound too mean. I'm sorry about that. It's just... because there's nothing to break up the sightlines besides trees, it's just very open and very bare at times, and it almost feels cold is probably the best way that I can describe it, to where it just doesn't feel like there's much going on the majority of the map, besides until you get down to this kind of corner area here. We see a couple of pedestrian splines, and over in the middle where you actually see some traffic splines. What I'm referring to is that main kind of roadway that runs north and south. But around the entirety of the map, for the most part, has this kind of ring road that goes all the way around the outer periphery of the map, and just doesn't feel natural. It feels like you're just being boxed in, almost like Truman Show style. I don't know, it seems weird. And then I don't recall, as I've been driving around, seeing any roads that would lead off the map kind of thing. So again, it just kind of makes it feel like that kind of Truman Show vibe. You're just kind of trapped in the bubble kind of thing. Yeah, just... like I said, there's a lot about this map that I really do... oops, sorry. A lot about this map I really do like. The textures, the... why can't I remember the names? The swatches, the paint swatches that you have access to. There's tons of them, and you can really like get into the really nitty-gritty detail on making this map really into something special if you want to. But it's going to require a ton of work. And I mean, some people are going to be like, man, I'm not bothered by that. Other people are going to be like myself, are going to be like, that's too much work kind of thing. It's like, I'm gonna need to terraform, I'm gonna need to do this, I'm gonna need to do that, you know, because I'm gonna want to create those hills and those kind of rolling scenes kind of thing that you look at. So I don't know, just at the end of the day, it's just not my kind of map. It's too flat. There's just not enough to kind of really draw me into wanting to invest into it. So at the end of the day, I would probably give this map anywhere probably in the 2.5 range, in my personal opinion. Again, I don't give negative opinions to be mean. One is intended to be constructive criticism, but excuse me, as I always intend to tell those that I have kind of harsh words for, is I am incredibly grateful for the map makers for bringing this map out, because I might not be the target audience for this map. Somebody will be. There's going to be people out there who's going to be like, Dave, you're crazy. This is a great map. I love it. And great for them. I mean them no ill will, and this is not a judgment against anybody. It is just simply me stating what I look for in a map and what I would consider, the highlights of a map. But like I said, colors are nice. The map itself, the customizations are really nice in the ways of the textures as well as the uh, painting swatches, things like that. Um, Other than that, though, it's just there's too much openness, too much vastness, and yeah, it's unfortunately, in my opinion, to the detriment of this map. So that, and for the most part, the fields are very square. I mean, there's some where you can see there's non-square kind of deal, but I mean, this is going to be a very worker-friendly map. It's going to be very worker-friendly for the most part. Maybe a few exceptions here and there with trees or something that surround the fields, but for the most part, it's going to be very basic, very squared. And the maps that I tend to like more are the ones where all the fields, or a majority of the fields, are kind of like this. They're very odd shaped, rounded. Some squares are fine, but this is just too boxy for me. But anyways, yeah, 2.5 out of 5. I think that's where I would let this one fall. But I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, following, commenting, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing. That shows you're engaged with this channel and enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.